Do you want to have your best year yet? Here's one significant thing I suggest you do, and that's learn to trust yourself again. Hey there, if this is your first time listening to me, I am Tanya Wilson, transformational business and mindset coach. And I want to talk today about a subject that's so important. As we embark on this new year, 2025, so many people have set new goals and new desires for things they wanted to bring into their life for this year. And also at the same time, many people, although we're only at the maybe third week of the first month, many people have fallen off from the very goals that they set January 1 or maybe starting at the end of 2024. There's even a day called National Quit Day, which is like the second Friday in January, where statistically a large number of people stop their goals. Now, in my line of work, I've been coaching and consulting for over a decade now. And because procrastination was something I dealt with prior to coaching and consulting, it was actually one of the things that I believe called people to me. It is probably the thing that allowed coaching to find me because I didn't even know it was a thing. But I've shared that story on other videos, and if not, maybe I'll do a separate video on how uh, coaching and consulting found me. But as I begin to grow and um, work on time management and organization and defeating procrastination, I began to share the tools and things I was developing with other people, which kind of became the forerunner to me coaching and consulting. And so, because that is a place or an area, defeating procrastination, that I've studied and I've overcome myself by using different tools, I also know that one of the reasons that people procrastinate on some of the goals and dreams that they have is because they don't trust themselves. It's because in their heart of hearts, they don't believe that they can achieve whatever the thing is that they are saying they desire. And unfortunately, one of the ways a person begins to distrust themselves is to say they're going to do something and they don't do it. Eventually, they lose trust for themselves, like subconsciously. This subconscious thing transpires where they no longer trust themselves. They already know, or at least that's what they're telling themselves on the inside, unconsciously, that they aren't going to complete the thing. And so procrastination sets in, or they make these goals and they don't fulfill them. And so I'm only here today to encourage you to learn to trust yourself again. And here's one of the ways that you can do this. I believe starting small when you're dealing with things like redirecting old patterns or having a pattern interruption that changes the way you've been doing things can happen with something really small. It can be as simple as, if you're not a person that makes your bed every day, challenging yourself to make your bed every day. Learning to trust yourself comes from learning new disciplines or learning the act of discipline. And it can happen in some of the smallest forms, but develop for really large aspects of things you desire to do later in your future or even now as you're setting out to have your best year yet. And so I want you to think about it. Like, ask yourself, do I even trust myself anymore? When I say I'm going to do something, do I do it? Now, I'm not even talking about you telling other people that you're going to do something and you don't do it, because before that even happens, 9 times out of 10 is happening to you first in your relationship that you have with yourself. It's you not keeping your word to yourself, which then will roll over to you telling other people that you're going to do something and you don't do it. And so I want you to think about it. Do I trust myself? And then I want you to practice, put into practice and a measure of discipline, something seemingly small but something that will make a huge difference in you just doing what you say you're going to do. And this is why I often get people to simplify their process so that they can actually get things done, because it creates a momentum on the inside of them. It creates a level of trust, it creates a level of belief, which impacts how they move and have their being even in other areas. So if you're setting out for this to be your best year yet, trusting yourself is going to be really important. Learning to trust yourself again if you need to is going to be really important. I'm hosting a How to Have Your Best Year Yet activation session. I will leave the link in the comments somewhere, but I'm going to talk about ways that you can actually increase your chances of this being your best year yet. If you said to yourself, this is my year, or I'm not going to allow this year to look like any other year, I'm not going to let this look like all the other years, or this is my moment in time, or this is my best year yet. If you've said any of those phrases, I want you to know that only saying it is not enough to move the needle. You're going to have to be intentional about doing things differently. And I want to share some impactful things with you in order to make that happen, so that you're not just saying, this is my best year yet, so that this is actually your best year yet. There are some things that you can do to help assure that this will be your best year yet. And I want to help you with that. One of the biggest things is accountability. I know years ago when I had things that had been rolling over on my list over and over again, I got an accountability partner and I got more things done in 90 days than I had the last few years. These things have been on my list for 2 to 3 years. And so I understand the impact of accountability. I'm actually going to teach on 3 levels of accountability inside the How to Have Your Best Year Yet activation session. But I want to give you one of those opportunities for free. So if you're hearing this, I am allowing you to bring a plus one. So whatever the price is when you go to the link, you'll pay the price to come to the session, and then you'll get to bring a plus one with you. If you want more details, the link will be somewhere around this video, depending on where you're listening to this. And I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to continuing throughout this year, 2025, to help you have your best year yet. Peace and abundance. As always, I am Tanya Wilson, your transformational business and mindset coach. There are always added ways that I can support you in scaling in your business, evolving as a brand, or growing as a coach. You can go to renewfullcircle.com. Again, that's renewfullcircle.com. Or if you want to schedule a complimentary call with me, there will always be instructions to how I can support you more deeply, either in the comments or in the description box, based on where you're listening to this message. Again, peace and abundance.